going to start from the car park, which is where she came with the dog and the kids, dropped them off at school. And then we're going to walk along the road, just to give you an overview, walk along the road, walk down by the river, and then from there we are going to walk around the fields and try to get an idea of what might have happened. So that happened at exactly 8:40.
Yep, 8:40
From
right
here,
now.
what happened?
So Nicola came, parked up her car here. She dropped off her kids at school. She would have taken her dog Willow out of the car park, as she normally did, and walked her along this path next to the car park of the tennis club and the school, and along the school
spin round if
as
you
well.
want to have a look rather than, yeah, there we go. So,
and this is a very normal route for Nicola. Almost every single morning, this is exactly what she would have done. Her kids coming to the school to our left as well. And this is a busy road. Inskip down there is where the family home is, so she would have come down this road and then onto the road up there, a very busy main road.
This is Blackpool Road?
Yeah, Blackpool Lane it is, yeah. And the police have stressed about Blackpool Lane because there are hundreds of cars.
700 vehicles.
Yeah, that would have passed through that morning. And so they are clear, they want to try and speak to every single one of those drivers to get as much dash cam footage as they possibly can to try and piece together what exactly has gone on. So she would have crossed this road and would have walked down this path, which heads up to not only the bridge which she crossed, but in fact the church which she would have passed. And she would have come up here to this iron bridge, which again has been another real focal point of the last 3 weeks. Look at all these beautiful ribbons, daffodils that have been tied up with messages. Nicola's partner came down here leaving a message on one of them as well. And as we just go a bit forward, we get to the other side of the bridge and essentially the start of the path which is next to the river. This is the path that runs along the river wire, and it was 8:43 this time.
This is when
right
she
now,
first
3
hit
weeks
this,
ago,
so you know, quite a pace she was walking at, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. We you know, walked down. She's got a dog with her. Probably the dog, you know, running a bit ahead of her. You're a dog walker yourself.
This first time we see the river wire there.
Over 2 weeks before that morning, she had a visit from police because of concerns for welfare.
Yeah, we know that a medical team went to the home on the 17th of January, and they haven't told us anything more than that, but we do know that the police have referred themselves to the complaints committee as a direct result of that moment.
And if we just pause here, because before we get to the upper field, it was around this time, roughly, about 8:50, that Nicola was then spotted by another dog walker. Yeah. Someone who knew her, walking around the lower field with their dog as well. The two dogs actually interacted before the other dog walker went off and took the river path which we've just come down, and Nicola then carried on with her dog Willow. So very shortly she would have just been finishing her email off, which goes to her boss. Yeah. And
so she's looking at the dog, she's making sure the dog's all right. You know, from my own experience, you keep an eye on them, but you're doing other things as well. The sheep across the way there, just obviously keeping an eye on what's going on. And then she sends the email. Yep,
at 8:53, police say, right now, 3 weeks ago, Nicola hit send, and an email was sent to her boss. Yeah.
So if you're just tuning our way, we are retracing the steps of Nicola Bulley. 3 weeks ago today, it's 9 o'clock, and she would have been on a Teams call about now.
Yeah, it was about a minute's time or so. She logged into that Teams call. I imagine the meeting started at 9 o'clock. Nicola logged in about 1 minute past 9. Yeah. She would have held the phone out of her. Yeah. Yeah, she was just walking along this upper field here. Yeah. She would have held the phone out in front of her, police said, and that's where...
That's what you do, isn't it? When
You've got it on speaker, you hold it out in front of you, and she wasn't talking, she wasn't on video, it was just simply...
Her pace would have been slower here because she was listening to what was being said.
Yeah, and again, you know, as I mentioned, her dad said in relation to work, she was in good spirits. She just as a mortgage advisor, had just got a deal through, so she was happy about that. And, you know, she sent an email to her boss.
And she starts to join a Teams conversation.
Yeah.
The camera's not on, the audio is not on,
Yeah.
but she is holding it out
And
in front
listening.
of us. And we know that because somebody saw her right now.
Yeah, it was at 9:10 here on the upper field that somebody then saw Nicola, a witness that has been spoken to by police. So 3 weeks ago, let's put this in perspective, 3 weeks ago, 9:10 in the morning,
Here.
somebody saw Nicola walking with her dog Willow here.
You know, just to illustrate, you know, that this is where the dog walkers come all the time.
Yeah.
Her partner came along, Paul, and he's retraced these steps many times, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He has. And he came down pretty much straight away. You know, he wanted to see what was the scene like, what happened here straight away. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Come on
Fine.
through.
Do come
How
through.
are you?
No, no, not at all.
Good to see you.
You live here?
Well, it has been like that. So you actually, you saw the phone, is that right? Yeah. You saw the phone that Friday morning?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was around, was it after 9:30?
I gave a full statement to the police with the exact time because, excuse me, because my wife's telephone call had the time on it, so but I've given a full statement to the police.
Was it just on the bench, or?
Pardon?
Was it just on the bench?
The phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the last 3 weeks been?
Each day something new comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But,
And in terms of, you know, when you saw phone, lead and Willow, who you knew who Nicola was.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you knew the Willow, that was it, wasn't it? You knew you knew Willow.
I knew I'd seen both the owners of Willow walking this dog in the past, but whilst I knew them by face, like I know your face, I didn't know the name.
Yeah. But I remember you actually telling me when you saw the phone, the lead and Willow, you were like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on it because something doesn't feel right.
I thought somebody had gone to the toilet in the. You know, that would have been my first. I got to about this red brick building here, and I thought this is not right.
This is the part of the river where the police think that she has gone into the water. There's no sign here at all of you know, any scuffs or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is where her phone is found.
Yeah. Well, look, it's 9:20.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
9:20. 3 weeks ago, Nicola's phone had moved to this bench. But we're at a very important juncture right now, okay? It's 9:30.
I did a 30-minute team call. That ended. She'd logged on about 9:01. It had obviously started at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But she stayed logged on.
So police say that the team's call ended 9:30. But Nicola's phone remained logged on to that team's call. In other words, she hadn't ended the call.
So that happened 3 weeks ago right now.
Yeah. Approximately, police say it was 9:33, 3 weeks ago, that the lady who owns a caravan park just around the corner here actually spotted Nicola's phone, spotted Willow and spotted the harness. She was another dog walker, so, you know, she noticed who Willow was, noticed who Willow belonged to, and then that's when things really kicked into action. And other locals got involved.
Yeah, so that's like the 45 minutes from when she dropped the children off at school. We've walked her walk today, starting in the car park, walking along Blackpool Lane, going past the 16th century parish church, very beautiful building, walking down to where we are, and then going around the loop, the lower field, and then up to the upper field, sending an email to her boss saying hello to people that she knew along the way, dialing into a Teams call just after it started at 9 o'clock, making her way to where we are now. We know that her phone made its way to here. It was left on the bench. The dog was here. The harness was here. There was literally no further sign of Nicola, and that has been the case for the last 3 weeks.